days of long ago, created by the cosmic legends of the universe. There stands one man, one great man, a man dedicated in pop culture, loved by few, hated by many. Alone in his fortress of awesomeness, he battles fearlessly against the woke, the evil, the unjust. To right that which is wrong, to stand for justice, to serve all mankind. He is the one, the only, the Comic Relief Crusader. Hey, it's another titillating Tuesday in Comic Relief Crusader land. I am your host, the Comic Relief Crusader, and just going to be a short show today because going out to dinner to meet a couple of friends. So things are a little bit hectic here, so it's going to be a little bit of a short show. Hey, Snaggle Fricklepuss, nice to see you. Yes, and also congratulations to Snail Messiah for winning the 250 sub prize that we had on a Sunday. So again, congratulations to Snail Messiah. Love that name. So what do we talk about today? Well, there's been some interesting news going on. Let's see. The Teen Mom producer and American Psycho 2 director, and then Disney, plus on top of that, a former Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order developer, apparently all have something in common. Apparently whiteness is a disease. For example, the executive producer on Teen Mom, Girls Night In. Oh God, does anybody actually watch this show? And apparently he's the director of American Psycho 2. Morgan J. Freeman, not that Morgan Freeman, because obviously he has a bit more brains than anybody else, really. Apparently he tweeted, being anti-racist starts by admitting whiteness, quote unquote, is a disease. Whiteness, quote unquote, is a dominant cultural space with enormous political significance, with the purpose to keep others on the margin. And then he tweets again, America needs way more critical race theory and way less great replacement theory. Holy crap, can you imagine this? And then, of course, he keeps on tweeting, why can't Republicans just accept that the whiteness they so very cherish will be bred out of the human race? What? Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't get this. So It just seems like a weird. God, I really don't get this. Um, this like the dude's white. The dude is actually white. Um, I I literally do not get this. Like I really don't understand the mentality of some of these people right here. T-Mom, producer and American Psycho 2 director, claims whiteness is a disease. Let's have a look at the tweet here. So here we go. First tweet. Being anti-racist starts by admitting whiteness is a disease. First of all, no, dumbass. A disease is pretty much something purely medical that you catch or, is spread by a harmful virus that goes around. Since when is being white medically since when is being white a medical condition, right? Like seriously, you are literally and here's what dude looks like. He looks pretty white to me. um so are you like, are you including yourself as a disease? Well, the rhetoric that you're sure spreading spreads like a virus because, I just can't believe that a lot of dumb people just buy into this. I really don't get it. You know, whiteness is the dominant cultural space with enormous political significance. No, no, with a purpose to keep others on the margin. Maybe people like you. Because if that's what's in your head, that's pretty much what you believe in. And if that's what you believe in, that's pretty much what you spread. So maybe it's you. That's the problem. So America needs way more critical race theory. No, it doesn't, because that pretty much segregates the entire human race and promotes the thought that one race is better than another race, which it's not, because we're all human. And so he yammers on and on and on. This blood is on the hands of Tucker Carlson, whose white supremacism was the racist murderers and for fuck's sake. Like, when that racist white supremacist prick Donald's frick. See, I just can't. I just literally cannot. What? Hail, Snail Messiah! Good to see you here. we we all know the best race is the ones we win. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Um, I mean, this is stupid. It's literally stupid talk. Um, there's one human race. You know, okay. You know what? Let's put it two ways. Depending on your belief system. Let's put it that way, okay? Because I know there are some that believe in, some that don't believe in. So it's not that I'm trying to pander to both, but I'm just trying to get my point across, okay? If you're the type that believes in evolution, okay, then obviously the entire human race has all the human race has a common ancestor. Let's put it that way, okay? That essentially, after time, spread over the entire planet, blah blah blah, right? Now, whether you believe in the biblical narrative, such as I do, either way, God created Adam and Eve, which pretty much sprang the entire human race. So either way, whether you believe in, you know, the evolutionary theory, and I'm not bashing you if you do, um, or the biblical narrative, which I do, particularly subscribe to. Thank you, mom and dad. Um, you know, either way, we are one human race. And, I personally, I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're whatever. Um, yeah, we're generally conservative type of people. Um, do not really are not really are not racist. Let's put it that way. All for one for all. Because we're all on this planet together. Let's put it this way. Um, yeah, it's just beyond me why some people just choose to push this consistent narrative all the time, constantly. You know what? Well, okay, here. Let's go to our next story here. Um Former Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order director or developer, sorry, attacks people on the right, says they systematically oppress others and kill black people without consequences. Oh my God. Are you a complete and utter fruitcake? Here we go. So Nora Neva Borya, she goes by on Twitter. When I worked on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a lot of devs wanted and advocated for the main character to be black and or a woman. Reasons for no. We already have two black people in the game. Rey is a woman, and we can't do that to guess what the demographic of the people making those decisions look like. Oh boy. Yeah. So because they're white, what? Oh my God. So here we go again. It's like, well, because of the color of their skin, right? No. Apparently, they already gave a reason. Rey's a woman, and they already have two black people in the game. So, maybe they're trying to mix it up. I don't know. I really don't follow games much anymore. The worst thing I heard was when someone, not gonna give any info here, said, I think all black people need to have more glossy skin because black people have more oily skin than other people. Dead shock on everyone's face. Looks at me. Right, Nora? Me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, sure, somehow I doubt that this was said, and I bet it was taken out of context. At like, oh God, you know what? It's going into stories like these that really just make me, God, it just makes me sick to my stomach. Um, as Messiah, yeah, this is why you need a character creator in every game. Then you can make the hero whatever you want. Exactly. Which is, didn't they do that like, what, 10, 20 years ago in a game where you could literally like basically create your own character the way you wanted to? I mean, like they did in Skyrim. They did it in, quite a few Jedi games that I remember playing. Old Republic and stuff like that. So, uh, it's this mindset that really gets to me. It honestly does. You know, it seems like, and I don't want to do the whole right versus left, but it seems like I try to be picky with my names. Um, that when people on quote unquote the left start going on about race, it's like they're making an issue out of some whatever the issue is, whatever they're barking up their tree, right? Um, it's like they create the issue and then make it look like it's a big deal. And it seems like that constantly goes around all the time. It just seems to never stop. You know what? This is what I did a couple of days ago. Was it a couple of days ago? Um Here, let me explain it like this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to explain it like this. Okay. Okay. The circle of diversity. We demand to be included in your space to make it more diverse and inclusive. To which then it's, switches to, we demand you change this space to our liking and ban stuff that offends us. Which immediately switches to, we demand you be kicked out of this space we created since you offended us. Boy, sounds like Twitter now, doesn't it, too? Which instantly switches to, lol, if you hate us, why not just make your own space? Which has been happening. And then the circle starts all over again to, we demand to be included in your space to make it more diverse and inclusive. Up. And Snail Messiah. They did it back in the Pools of Radiance, the Commodore 64 D&D game. Did they really? Really? God, you know what? I had a Commodore 128. Actually, in all the D&D games, you could tint skin color however you wanted. I would argue that it is the fact somewhat of a deal, not a big fat deal, but a deal nevertheless. I saw a baby girl who was in a wheelchair getting a Barbie in a wheelchair. She was so happy. No, and you know what? And that's cool. That's totally cool. You know, if they feel that in some instances um there's something out there that they can connect with, super. You know what? Hey, I'm all for it, right? Because yes, I will admit, you know what? And that's something that's legitimately how should I put it? I don't want to say legitimately medical, but I mean, if something is, well, I guess, yeah, you could sort of kind of say that in a way. If they're legitimately medically stuck in a wheelchair, right? That they can't get out, they can't use crutches or whatever, and they want to see somebody that's also, like them. Sure, I can see that. That's not a problem, right? But when you start having to look for reasons um that it's like looking for reasons that aren't there, and like finding a problem that's so small or doesn't exist that you had to make the problem seem bigger. Like, let's put it this way. Okay, this is what I found recently, and I do want to bring it up. This was a tweet, and this guy works for Marvel, or worked for Marvel, right? Step 1: find a problem that's small or doesn't exist at all. Step 2: make the problem seem massive and all encompassing. Step 3: convince simple people of said massive problem. You notice that word, simple people? Oh boy, you know what? There was a saying back in the 80s when I was a kid, simple means retarded. So this is probably what this guy's thinking of you as. Step 4: propose that you have the only solution to the problem you created. And step 5: profit. There you go. You know, Hey, Lenrod, how's it going? Nice to see you. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a short broadcast because I got to go to a friend's place we were invited to, and you know, got to got to make that special appearance. So, um, yeah, it. You know what? I won't lie. That does sound like what the government does, and you know what? It sounds like what the our current government does up here in Canada, if you know what I mean. Um, but Snail Messiah, I do get what you're saying. Um, thank you. I get what you're saying, and I agree. But I do like the Steelman. Some moke points. Yeah, exactly. But this crap, like literally, I don't know how they think that this can just go on forever and forever and forever, where whiteness is blamed for everything. You know, and it takes me back to a point that I was trying to get at. Um, Yesterday, or not yesterday, sorry, the day before, um, I got a Roku at home. I've stopped watching basically everything on TV. And, whatever I do want to watch, I download, but I won't say how. Um, a lot of other shows that, I kind of want to check out and probably even rewatch. And on my Roku, there is the CTV, up here in Canada, CTV um, app, add on, whatever. Um, you blame Canada. Yeah, I blame the government of Canada. Um, anyway, and on it, they have CTV Retro, where you can watch like old TV shows. And you know what? I ended up watching an episode of The Jeffersons. Very first episode. And you know what? That came out in 1975. I was like 3 at the time, but I do remember watching The Jeffersons because it lasted like 11 seasons and it went till like 1985, right? Somewhere's around there. Anyway, watched the first episode and I used to love this show. And you know what? Um, I heard in the first half of the show, I heard the N word and I heard the C word. Now, if you're wondering what the C word is, go pick up a box of saltines, right? You know exactly what I mean. Oh, what the hell? I can just probably say it. The word was cracker. So, and if you want to know what the other persuasion name is, well, then you can probably guess what I mean by when I say the N word. And you know what? Um, yes, it was chicken. So, hey, David, how's it going? I blame that ball less soy boy. You're damn right. Um, but you know what? Yes, okay. So I heard in the first half, um, yes, I heard cracker and I heard the N word. Um, and you know what? And the audience was like laughing their asses off. You know what? If they didn't have a problem with it, why all of a sudden do we have a problem with it now? Right? Is it because we're told that it is bad? I mean, I can understand maybe culturally, but you know what? If they didn't have a problem with it, here's the thing: in the Jeffersons, there was also what they would call a mixed married couple, right? Hey, LDG, how's it going? Oh, and like I said to earlier, to Dave and LDG, it's just going to be a very short show for tonight. So, um, anyway, the point is there was a mixed married couple. The wife was black, the husband was white, and this is back in 1975. Okay. Um, if there was no problem showing it on TV then, we were pretty much, I would say, pretty much over racism. Um, and then on top of that, You know what? After that, I watched Different Strokes. And again, prime example. Um, I was watching the first episode, and Arnold and Willis, their mother was actually one of the uh maids, I guess, or was a maid, but trusted Mr. Drummond enough, okay, to say, please take care of my sons, because obviously she loved her sons, and he trusted him that much with her children. And you know what? By the end of the episode, near the end of the episode, you know, he said, you are part of this family, and I love you both because I really cared about your mom. And I forget when Different Strokes first came out. And yeah, Dave, yeah, love that show. It was an awesome show, wasn't it? Um, but you know what? We think back, you know what? And some of us might have forgotten about all these shows, and sometimes my wife says, like, why do you watch all these old repeats? And the reason is because it needs to be a reminder of where our generation came from, Generation X, let's put it that way. Um, and I don't know how old some of you guys are. You might be 10, 20 years younger than I am. I don't know. Or you might be around the same age as me. So, and I'm not going to tell you how old I am. And if I might have said it in passing, then it's up to you to remember. Um, but it's a reminder that, you know what, it was at this point in time, especially on TV, right? And especially when you think of the first quote unquote interracial kiss that was on Star Trek between Uhura and Kirk, right? um we were well on the way, if not past all this racism crap. you know you never seen Different Strokes? But I have watched the Jeffersons, enjoyed the Jeffersons. Yeah, Jeffersons was awesome. Um, because he gets sick trying to watch the new junk on TV. Yeah, it's true. I don't have cable anymore. Um, I there's nothing on. It's just crap, and now it's this constant pandering of, you know, trying to make, not in every show, but the white man looks like extremely stupid nerdy, or or eat the white man's fault, or something like that. Now, crap like that. Um, we got past it. For frig's sake, you know, heaven forbid I mention the Cosby Show or Different World, because yeah, I know what Bill Cosby did. Yes, he's out of jail, blah blah blah. Whatever. The point was, it was a whole black family on TV. And Different World was, kids just going to, I'm pretty sure it was a black college. But the point was, we all enjoyed it. We, like, everybody watched it, and not just because, um, not just because Bill Cosby was popular, although, that obviously did help. The writing was good. It was a great family environment. The cast was great, but because I would like to think primarily that this shit that is being brought up now, by idiots, like people like this Teen Mom producer that did American Psycho 2, saying that whiteness is a disease, and the idiot from from the Fallen Order, the Jedi Fallen Order developer, you know saying that the right wants to systematically oppress others and kill black people without consequences. No, no, we're not like that. We haven't, we really honestly have not been like that in a very, very long time. Um, it's bullshit. Excuse the language. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to end up getting you know, get a little black mark on me. Hey, Jack Lumen, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. Um, but yeah, it's kind of proof that all these shows that we watched. See, the thing is, um, usually entertainment is a reflection on the culture out there, the quote unquote culture. And if the culture back then, back in the 80s, 40 years ago, really think about this, 40 years ago, was like this kind of atmosphere, what happened along the way? Now, I don't want to do any finger pointing, right? Because, again, I want to be respectful to the audience here. Um, and, I don't want to step on everyone's toes, depending on which side of the fence you might be on. But it just seems like whoever doth protest the loudest um seems to be mirroring what's actually in their hearts. Let's put it that way. Lenrod, yeah, Married to Her Children is still one of my favorite shows of all time. Oh yeah, Kelly Bundy. Dude, you name me one guy, one teenage guy back in the day. You know what? And I'm gonna be very blunt. Who didn't want to nail that? I'm sorry, but you know what? Yeah, and Jack Lumen, yeah, Christina Applegate is quite fine. Hoping the animation comes to pass. Oh, really? An animation? Well, that'd be different, wouldn't it? Yeah, who grew up in the '90s didn't? Oh, frig. um, yeah, because again, yeah, the reaction on TV whenever she came on the set. Woo! So, um, you know what? But all this crap, um, it needs to be called out for what it is, pure and simple. Just pure and utter bull crap, bull crap. And you know what? They say if you ignore a bully enough times, they'll just go away. You know, unless of course you punch them in the nose first, and you know the shock alone just sends the message itself, right? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of us by now have been really sick and tired of just kowtowing and just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." We're not like that, honestly. It reminds me of this. My mom's German, my dad's Austrian. Okay. And they were born at the tail end of World War II. My dad in 1940, my mom 44. So my dad is 82, and my mom is almost coming up on 80 in a couple of years. But the point is, what happened in Germany? A lot of the citizens really weren't for the war. My grandmother in particular, she spoke out against Hitler and what he was doing to the Jews, at first, to the point where they threatened her life and said, we're going to make you disappear if you don't shut up. But she never did shut up. And maybe that part I actually get from her, having a big mouth and all that kind of stuff and calling out all this bullcrap. But the shame of what Germany did during World War II is still, unfortunately, a little prevalent to this day, to the point where the government plays on it, right? Especially with these quote unquote immigrants that came into Germany and started taking basically everybody's homes and whatnot. While the German government was telling the homeowners, no, we're kicking you out of your own home and letting these guys move in. You don't want to be like what happened in World War II. And that's what's been going on in Germany lately. They still have that how should I put it? That guilt hanging over their heads only because it's constantly thrown in their face, right? And I think now what's been happening the past couple of years with all of these channels popping up all of a sudden, we've all had enough. Um, we've all had it. It's like, you know what? No, I'm not carrying this guilt anymore. You're not going to guilt me. Um, it's like them saying racist all the time, and now it just doesn't have any effect anymore because it's like, no, we're not. We never have been. So, you want to play that game? Maybe you are. But I, for one, uh, am not a disease because of my whiteness. I, I I don't go around trying to systematically oppress others because I'm white. And and that was the other thing. Apparently, Disney plans to to remove a anti-white racial slur from that Marvel short of "All Hail the King" as well. If you remember that short little thing where the quote unquote Mandarin is in prison, if any of you guys remember that, and what was it? One guy comes up to him, and what was it? Herman, the black guy, Herman, Lester Sprecht, I think his name is. Um, I think he comes up to him and he says, "Hey, cracker," right? Well, apparently they're going to censor that part and just have him say, "Hey." So, oh my god, it's yeah, something like that. You know what? I'm not going to be guilted. We're way past this racism thing now. The only thing that matters is if you ain't an asshole, I'm not going to be one back to you. But if you're going to cause a problem, then I'm going to end it. And it's as simple as that. None of us should give any ground. But on top of that, and I'm sure all of you there do anyway, so I really don't have to say it, but, remain civil, remain polite, know that we're all human, and if somebody tries to tell you otherwise, end it. Not with violence, obviously, but, end it whichever way you can. And that's it. That's all I got to say. So, now I've been rambling on for about 40 minutes here. And like I said, pretty soon, I'm going to be having to go over to this dinner party that my wife and I were invited to. So, like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a short broadcast because usually the past few weeks I've been doing an hour and a half, which is actually pretty good for somebody that rambles on and on and on about a lot of stuff out there. And I really, really enjoy you guys showing up on Titillating Tuesdays. I'm gonna have to get a thing for that. Titillating Tuesdays. And no, just before anybody asks, I'm not going to be like, diddling my nipples or something like that and taking a picture of that because I don't want to traumatize any of you. Um, you know what? Can you get drunk at the party? Yes. Go ahead. Do it. Um, God. Party. Damn right. Um, shoot. I've almost been wondering if I should be buying some whiskey or something like that and taking a shot while I'm doing these kind of broadcasts or any other broadcasts that I've been invited to so far. That would make things pretty lively. However, I wouldn't have to ask my daughter to go get the daddy juice. So, um, that's why I came to see you do that. Freak. Oh my God. Yes, I shall go on to entertain the masses at the cost of my liver. So, oh my God. The things I do for people, it's almost like doing it on a dare. Um, except I don't know what the prize is if I actually do the dare challenge. Um, I suppose at this point it'd be like, more viewers. So anyway, um, I'm gonna break it off short. Thank you, David CT and Lenrod and Jack Lumen and who else came tonight? Snail Messiah and oh yeah, that Snackle Fricklepuss. Yes, thank you for you guys all showing up and whatnot tonight. I'm sorry that this is a bit of a short show. Um, but yeah, when you're invited, especially when you rarely get out, um, you go ahead and jump at the chance. So yes, the liver is an evil organ and must be punished. All Wisconsin proverb. I think I will. I'm gonna have to whip it into shape, I suppose. Get it in line. So that, or I suppose at this point, gin, the angry man's drink, would do too. So considering how the past few days have been going, um, yeah. So you know what? Um, I'm gonna call it a night, and thank you everybody for showing up. And I will see you guys out there, and yeah, I really enjoy you guys popping in on titillating Tuesdays. Um, yeah, I don't drink. I'm weird enough. Yeah, I used to think of that too. Till I started drinking, then I got weirder and more entertaining apparently. So, yeah, thank you guys for showing up, and I will see you guys next week, unless I do maybe another surprise live chat. Maybe I will. I'm not sure. But anyway, I better get going before the wife says something because, like they say, happy wife, happy life. Although I'm debating on that. Anyway, uh oh God, no psychosis. Oh, fine to show up now when you're leaving. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm this was gonna be a short show. So, because I'm going to the wife and I and our daughter are going over to a friend's place. It's a kind of a dinner date where a few families are showing up and whatnot. So, so this started a little bit earlier, and it's going to be a short show. So, I do appreciate you showing up. So, thank you. It's okay. Okay, good enough. You know what? If we're all cool, dude, it's all that matters. So, anyway, for what, the second and third time, I gotta get going. I will see you guys on another titillating Tuesday, and yeah. So you know what? don't be, if you guys are going to catch this on the replay, fine. But you know what? Don't be ashamed of who you are, what the color of your skin is, and just realize that all this crap about, whiteness being, just so evil. You know what? Just remember what I told you. With all the shows that we had, right? The Jeffersons, the Cosby Show, Different Strokes, blah, blah, blah. All those shows, because it was all based on the cultural atmosphere at the time. We're all past it. We were past it for a long, long time now. And the people that cry this kind of stuff probably are the ones that are just mirroring it, because maybe that's the way they are. Anyway, this is the Comic Relief Crusader, and I bid you all good day.